Hi, this is in response to a comment that someone put out there. I had a video where I have the planets going around in their orbits, and someone asked how do I put the paths there, and so this is how you do that. Basically, what you do is you take the points and you instance on them a circle, and then there's a translation, a scaling, and rotation of those circles in order to make them ellipses and put them at the proper orientations relative to the planets. It's pretty simple. The thing that was tricking me up for a while was that so there's three parameters that need to be copied, and that's P, E, and then the tilt angle of the plane of the orbit. You can see that those three are copied completely so that the seed and the max min are exactly the same. And if you do that, then you get the same values, and you can use that to draw the ellipse of each orbit. These are the equations. You can look them up on Wikipedia or whatever. So you have an ellipse with a couple of focal points, and there's distance at perigee and apogee, and those are related to the parameters P and E, and A, as shown. Now, the eccentricity is the distance C over A, and the distance between the focal points is 2C, the major axis is 2A, and the minor axis is 2B. And so we're going to use those relationships here to basically take that circle. It's a unit radius, and then we're going to scale it so that the semi-major and semi-minor axis are the proper size. So that's a scaling. And then we're going to translate it so that the center of rotation, the center of the ellipse, is offset to one of the focal points, so that distance is C. And so these are the calculations for doing that. And if you take the equations that I've given you here, you can come up with what C ought to be, and I'll write that out here. So once you have that, there's another equation that you can use to determine what B is, and it's very simple. B is the square root of A squared minus C squared. And then what I'm doing here on the instances, I'm setting the position to 0 so that each is centered about 0. If you don't, then they're centered on the points that they were actually instanced upon on that curve. And then I do a scaling, and you can see that the scale, I have B and A scaling the X and Y axis so that they're the proper size. And then there's a translate operation, which is basically just moving it in the X direction by C. And then there's a rotation that's based on the tilt angle. So then once I do that, I realized it, resampled the curve, made the curve a mesh, and put a circle for its profile, so I can apply a material, and then I made an emission material and joined that with the other geometry, that's the planets, and there you go. That's it. Problem solved.